Last night, in the skies above the United Arab Emirates, the air defense systems fired into the dark. One after another, 10 ballistic missiles and 45 drones, detected, tracked, and destroyed. Most of them. The UAE's air defenses are extraordinary. They are doing something that very few militaries in the world could manage under this kind of sustained pressure. But here is the part of the story that the headline doesn't tell you. When a missile is intercepted at high altitude, the debris still falls. And last night, falling debris in a neighborhood in Abu Dhabi's Bani area struck a residential street. A Pakistani national was killed. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't in a danger zone. He was going about his life in a country that was supposed to be safe, that his family sent him to so he could earn a better living. And now he's gone. 3 Pakistani nationals have been killed in the UAE since this war began. 3. And I'm going to say their lives out loud today, because the mainstream coverage isn't giving them the dignity they deserve. This is their story. This is your story. And if you have anyone you care about living in the Gulf, you need to watch every second of this. Let me give you the full picture, because the scale of what Iran has thrown at the UAE is genuinely shocking. Since the war began on February 28, 2026, Iran has fired at the UAE 314 ballistic missiles, 15 cruise missiles, and 1,672 drones. Read that again. Over 1,600 drones, plus missiles, targeted at a country where millions of expats live, work, and build their lives. The UAE's air defense systems have been performing at a level that is honestly remarkable. As of March 17th, they have intercepted 161 ballistic missiles out of 174 tracked. They have shot down 645 out of 689 detected drones. Those are extraordinary interception rates under sustained, multi-directional, multi-weapon attack. But here is the mathematical reality that no interception rate can escape. When you fire 1,600 drones at a country, even a 93% interception rate means over 100 things get through. And the debris from the intercepted missiles and drones, that debris falls on cities, on roads, on residential neighborhoods, on people. The total human cost so far, 8 people killed, 157 injured. 8 people who had lives, jobs, families. 8 people who came to the UAE to work, to build something, to support someone back home. I want to slow down here. Because in a world of rapid-fire headlines and scroll-past news, 3 Pakistani lives deserve more than a footnote. Murib Zaman, a laborer and driver based in Abu Dhabi. A working man. The kind of person who came to the Gulf with calluses on his hands and a dream for his family back in Pakistan. He was among the first Pakistani nationals killed. A second Pakistani driver was killed on March 7th. Details about his identity have been limited in media coverage, and that silence itself is a kind of injustice. He had a name. He had people who loved him. The third was killed on March 17th, when debris from an intercepted ballistic missile struck the Bani neighborhood in Abu Dhabi. He did not die in a war zone. He died in a suburb. Beyond the Pakistani community, a Bangladeshi national named Salah Ahmed was killed in Iman. A Nepali security guard named Dibas Shrestha lost his life. A Palestinian worker named Allah Nader Mushtaha was killed in Abu Dhabi. 2 Emirati military pilots died, heroically defending the country from attack. Let me paint you the picture of daily life in the UAE right now, because it's not the Dubai you see on Instagram. Dubai International Airport has been disrupted multiple times in the past 2 weeks. Terminal 3 sustained physical damage. A fuel tank fire broke out on March 16th. Flight suspensions and emergency closures have become a recurring feature of UAE life. The port of Jebel Ali has been disrupted by fires and debris. The port of Fujairah, which was one of the last oil export options not dependent on the blockaded Strait of Hormuz, has now been attacked 3 times in 4 days. Oil loading there has been halted. Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, ADNOC, was forced to shut down its main refinery after a drone strike caused a fire. That facility normally produces 922,000 barrels of oil per day. It is now offline. And then there's this number. The cost to evacuate the UAE by private jet has reached $250,000 per flight. $250,000. That's what wealthy expats are spending to get out. For the average Pakistani driver, nurse, construction worker, or domestic employee. There is no private jet. There is no evacuation fund. They are scared. They are watching missiles get intercepted over their heads. And they are wondering when this ends. Now let's talk about the economic ripple effect, because this is where the war starts affecting you even if you're sitting in Lahore or Karachi or Islamabad. Remittances from the Gulf are a lifeline for Pakistan. The UAE alone accounts for billions of dollars in annual remittances to Pakistan. These are not luxury transfers. They are the money that pays school fees, buys medicine, covers rent, keeps businesses afloat in towns and cities across the country. When the UAE's economy is disrupted, when job sites shut down, when businesses close, when expats flee or get laid off, that remittance flow slows. When the rupee is already under pressure, when Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves are already stretched, a slowdown in Gulf remittances is not just an economic inconvenience. It is a genuine crisis. Pakistani construction companies that have won contracts in UAE megaprojects are seeing those projects pause or delay. Pakistani nurses working in UAE hospitals are being told by their families to come home. It would be unfair not to acknowledge what the UAE has actually accomplished in its defense posture over these past 2.5 weeks. The UAE military's air defense units have been operating around the clock. Using American-supplied Patriot missile defense systems combined with locally integrated radar networks, they have achieved interception rates that would be impressive even in a training scenario. 2 Emirati military pilots gave their lives in direct service of this defense. Their names were announced publicly by UAE authorities, a mark of dignity and transparency that speaks well of the UAE government's communication during this crisis. But even the most transparent government and the most effective air defense system cannot protect against everything. And the people who pay the price when the defense is 99% effective instead of 100% effective, those are the people I started this video talking about. The laborers, the drivers, the nurses, the quiet workers who make this region function. 3 Pakistani nationals are dead. They came to the Gulf chasing the same dream that millions of Pakistanis before them chased, a better life, a way to support their families, a chance to build something. And a war they had nothing to do with took them from us. This is not a war you can scroll past. Not when your brother is driving a truck in Abu Dhabi. Not when your sister is working a hospital shift in Dubai. Not when your father sends home money from Sharjah every month. This war is personal. And right now, the most important thing you can do is stay informed, make sure your loved ones in the Gulf know their evacuation options, and demand that the governments and international organizations that have the power to stop this use it. 8 people have died in the UAE. 3 of them were Pakistani, and each one of them deserved to come home. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with every Pakistani family you know who has someone in the Gulf.